But while moving on from my PhD to postdoc, so after PhD, we when we work as an independent researcher at some host institute, so we are called as a postdoc, like postdoctoral research fellow. So like PhD has completed, so after PhD we are doing some research. So those durations experience are like called as a postdoc. So during postdoc, I actually encountered this topic of machine unlearning. So that is where my current expertise, or you would say, we did some pioneering work there, and which is being cited all over the world. And like our papers have been cited by Google Research, Google DeepMind, Anthropic. Anthropic is the owner company of Claude. And even Yoshua Bengio. Yoshua Bengio is one of the godfathers of AI. Even he has cited his papers. In his papers, our papers have been cited. So that was like one of the groundbreaking kind of research area, which I would say for my research career, which kind of defined my current research areas. So that is where I began working on machine unlearning. So what is machine unlearning? Someone would like to naturally ask, right? So we are building these AI systems, right, which learn from data, right? So we collect lots of data, and we have these algorithms, AI algorithms or machine learning algorithms, that use the data to learn something, right? And that learning can be used to solve different types of problems, right? Now we have chat gpt, right? So chat gpt learns how grammatically correct english can be written, right? How maths problem can be solved, how to write a cv, how to write an email, right? So these are all text. Mostly I'm giving example of text because chat gpt is primarily based on textual data. But image also, right? Now we have nano banana, right? So now how we can, given a description of image, how can we generate an image, right? Or even given a description, a textual description, how can we generate a short clip also, right? So these are all ai. So behind this, all these nice applications, very attractive applications, we have models which work on very simple principles. There is a data, there is a model learn from the data, and after the learning has been complete, we deploy it for some uh, use cases, right? So just like we as a human have learning capability, right? So we as a human also observe things. Like I see, I didn't know you before, right? So now after I met you, now I will remember you, right? So you are Sudeep, and we had this podcast, and in future whenever we meet, we'll say hello, because once I meet you, I register the patterns, your facial descriptions, your voice, your outlook, your behavior, all those things register in my mind, and kind of memorizes it, or you can say kind of learns about you. Memory and memorization and learning are very close to each other, right? So sometimes memory can be also says as learning. So just like we as a human learn from data or instances or scenarios, similarly these machine learning models learn from data. But can we unlearn something? Like we as a human also forget, right? Either intentionally or unintentionally. Mostly unintentionally. Most of the time we don't want to forget. Of course we want to forget bad things. Like I had a breakup, right? I would like to forget that. Sometimes we are not able to forget, right? Or sometimes we forget, like when I was a child of 5 years, I don't remember, right? How like teacher in my school beat me, right? I don't remember that. Even if that thing did happen, I forget with time, right? So do these machine learning models or AI systems, do they forget? That is one question. Second question is, can we make them intentionally forget something? So machine unlearning is about intentionally making these AI models forget something, right? So this is like very high level. I am not going into the technical jargons to describe this, right? So I think this kind of serves the main purpose of this field, right? The good thing for us, like this I started 2020, right? At that time, like all over the world, maybe 15 to 20 people were working on this. Not many people were working on this problem. like how to do this basically, right? So because this appears counterintuitive. Learning I can understand, because we have been doing machine learning for 50 years, right? Neural networks have been there for 50 years. So many algorithms, decision trees, support vector machine, regression, and so on, right? Because transformers are the latest technology, right? We had so many technologies before this. But yeah, so learning we have been doing, right? But we never felt the need of unlearning. The क्यों करें unlearning? Why would you like to make machine dumber, right? That is a natural question which arises. So the question answer for this question is, it's not about making the machine dumber or the AI system dumber. It's about regulation, or it's about responsible use of AI. It's about controlling the AI systems. So, because in the earlier phase of machine learning models, the models were very not that powerful. So we never felt of trying to control them, the need for try to control them. But now everyone is talking about, okay, this AI will take over the humanity, right? AI will control humans in the future, because we are able to experience such powerful use cases of AI systems, chat GPT, right? So powerful, like nano banana, right? So we are getting amazed day by day, right? How powerful these AI systems are becoming. They are already so powerful, and companies are working hard to making them even more powerful, right? Or even more like useful for our day-to-day problems, right? So anything with great responsibility comes great, sorry, with great power comes great responsibility. So this is a quote from Star Wars, right? So if the models are becoming so powerful, so who will control them? We as a human have to control them, because we are the creator of these models, right? So how do we control? One of the aspects of controlling is, can you controllably make them remember something, make them forget something? Because uh, I'll give an example. So there was a DeepSeek, right? So DeepSeek became very popular when it launched. It's a Chinese AI model, large language model from China. A company named DeepSeek, they launched their own chat LLM, or you can say own chat GPT competitor. So if you asked, I don't know how, whether they still show the same answer. If you ask DeepSeek, list the uh, list the all the states of India. Name the all the states of India, and it does not list Arunachal Pradesh as a state of India, because it is trained by a Chinese company, right? And so it's not about India, China. I'm trying to point out the behavior of AI depends on the creator, right? So they could they could induce these models to learn things in a certain way from the point of view of China, right? So what if I want to use that model in India? So I need to ensure that the model lists Arunachal Pradesh as one of the states, right? Or some controversial history, right? Which I want the model to forget. Another example I'll give from the DeepSeek, because that is a very popular model. So there is no kind of specific thing about China, but it's just they are making some great AI models, right? Tiananmen Square, right? Tiananmen Square is like in the history of China. There is a event where like a big bulldozer was kind to running over the protesters, right? And they want to remove that from
I think
the
it was a tank,
tank,
a
yeah,
military
tank.
tank.
Yes, military tank. Sorry. So they wanted to remove that from the history of China, because they don't want that to appear in the history book also. They don't mention about it. And so this DeepSeek model does not talk about that. Even if you ask it, what happened in Tiananmen Square or something like that, right? So intentionally we can make the model learn something or forget something to comply with the law of the land. So I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm just trying to say, if tomorrow Indian company develops some LLM model, it has to comply with the law of the land of India. You cannot say, like for example, I think a very controversial, it will become slightly Jammu and Kashmir, right? So is Kashmir part of India or Pakistan, right? So if this question is asked to the model developed by an Indian company, what should the model should say, right? So, and I think vice versa. If some company in Pakistan develops an LLM model, I think they would like the model to say in that way, right? So unlearning is like can be seen as a tool which can be helped to control the behavior of LLMs in certain way.